Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the first shimmer box of 2018. This month's theme is Winter Wonderland and it releases January 12th at noon Eastern Time. So what Shimmer Box is a collaboration between Native War Paints, Tux Polish, and Colors by Llarowe. And then every month they also have a indie guest maker, and this month's guest maker is Colores de Carol. In the description box below, I will link where you will be able to purchase this box tomorrow. I will also link all of the indie makers' sites. You can't purchase the polishes individually, but it is a good representation of the brand itself if you are interested. So here we go, we have 4 polishes, and let's go ahead and get started. So up first we have the Native War Paints shade, and this is called A Cold Day in Texas. This is described as a dusty blue to nude thermal with bronze and blue flakies, gold shimmer, and a scattered holographic. So here's our first coat of A Cold Day in Texas. This goes on really nice, it's easy to use, easy to apply, doesn't want to run or pull or stain or anything like that. It is a little bit on the thicker side as far as the spectrum of formulas go, but it's not difficult to work with. It's that thickness where it stays exactly where you put it. So here's our second coat, and if this stayed in the cold state, in the blue state, it would be completely opaque in just 2 coats. But just to cover my grounds in the light state, I am going to go ahead and go in for a 3rd coat. It'll also help build up those flakies as well as that shimmer, so I'm more than happy to do it. So here's our 3rd coat, and this one does cover completely in 3 coats for both states. This does dry down a little bit dull. It doesn't dry completely matte, but it does dry dull, so I would recommend a top coat. This looks beautiful both glossy and matte, so either way you decide to use it. This also has a pretty easy removal. You don't have to worry about sticking or anything like that. So there's 3 coats. And here is just our transitional state. First I'm going to dip it in the cold water, over to the warm water, and you don't have to have super hot water for this either, and then a little of both. Up next from Tux Polish we have Above the Mountains, and this is described as a black hollow jelly base with red shimmer, scattered hollow, and blue micro flakies. So here's our first coat of Above the Mountains. This one has a fantastic formula. This is super easy to use, and even though Tux has these long brushes, and I have in the past said that the polish will run down the stems, this polish is a little bit on the thicker side, so you don't really have to worry about that as much with this one. Again, a great formula, doesn't run or pull or anything like that. This polish does have micro glitter in it though, so you will do a little bit of scrubbing during removal. This does cover completely in 2 coats. It also dries down very dull, so you will want a nice glossy top coat here. I do highly recommend a peel off base coat with this one though. It did take me quite a while to remove it, but it is absolutely beautiful. So there's 2 coats. Next up we have the Colors by Llarowe shade, and this is called Frozen Village. This is a purple to hot pink thermal with a blue and pink shimmer. Here's our first coat of Frozen Village. This is very sheer here on this first coat, and it will definitely need to be built up with 3 coats. The cold state, the purple state, is pretty opaque on just 2 coats. I can still make it my nail line with that, but just to build up for like the pink state and just for everything in general, I do usually recommend 3 coats with thermals. Again, this has a great formula. It doesn't want to run or pull. It is a little bit on the thicker side as well, but it's that thick again that's just very easy to use. It stays right where you put it. You do get a lot of shimmer with this one, and as that purple base builds up, it becomes more apparent. It does kind of hide in the pink shimmer, or in the pink state though, so that's something to note. This does cover completely in 3 coats. You will again want a nice glossy top coat because this dries down just a little bit dull. The removal of this one is very easy though. Those are shimmers as opposed to micro glitter. So you won't have to do any scrubbing, and there's no sticking or anything. So there's 3 coats. And here's our transitional state, first in the warm water and then in the cold water. Very easy, smooth transitions with both of these thermals. And as always, we have the guest maker last, and this is Colores de Carol's contribution, and this is called Ice Queen. This is described as a turquoise base with gold shimmer and scattered holographic glitter. Here's our first coat of Ice Queen. And this is my first experience with Colores de Carol. I have heard amazing things, and this polish is very beautiful. This has a nice formula, easy to use, easy to work with, doesn't want to run or pull. I will say the shimmer in here is extremely subtle. You can obviously see it, but as that lighter base builds up, it does kind of disappear a little bit into the polish. So here's 2 coats, and on any given day, I would be able to wear this just fine on 2 coats, especially if I work in thicker coats like I'm doing here on this finger. But I am going to go ahead and do a 3rd coat to patch up a couple of bald spots that I have. Again, I didn't have any staining or anything like that. This dries fairly glossy, though I would recommend a top coat for longevity if it's something you're wanting to keep on. So again, this one does cover completely in 3 coats, and again, if you did thicker coats, I'm sure 2 coats would be just fine. So there is 3 coats of Ice Queen. So from this box, I really like A Cold Day in Texas. I like the hidden element of the matching blue flakies in its cold state, and then when it's warm, they kind of just appear, and like you might not have known they were there because I didn't the first time I used it. So I really like this one. And that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this month's box. Let me know if you plan on picking it up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.